Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas's wife, Ginny Thomas, was far more involved in efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election than previously thought. And now, finally, the House Select Committee investigating the riots that transpired on January 6th are reconsidering their decision to include her in their investigation. Previously, they were leaning against it. Now, with some new emails they've obtained, they're reconsidering that previous decision. Now, they've obtained email correspondences between Ginny Thomas and lawyer John Eastman, who of course played a key role in efforts to pressure Vice President Mike Pence to block the certification of Joe Biden's victory. Now, last week, a federal judge ordered Eastman to turn over more than 100 documents to the committee. Eastman had tried to block the release of those and other documents by arguing that they were privileged communications and therefore should be protected. But considering the outcome and the ruling, the judge wasn't buying that argument and ordered the release of those 100 documents. Now, apparently in those documents, there are exchanges between Ginny Thomas and Eastman, and based on individuals with knowledge of those exchanges, it doesn't look good for Ginny Thomas, and she absolutely should be part of this investigation. Now, there are other things that we do know. For instance, earlier this year, US District Judge David O. Carter ordered Eastman to release numerous documents to the committee. So this isn't the first time that documents have been ordered to be released to the committee. He also rejected the privilege claims that Eastman had used. And in April and May, Eastman turned over more than 1,000 documents to the committee. And again, now the committee is thinking, maybe we need to look into Ginny Thomas's role here. And also, maybe someone like Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas should be recused from making any decision in regard to what transpired on January 6th. Now, here's what we also know about Ginny Thomas based on previous reporting. In the weeks after 2020, the 2020 election, Ginny Thomas repeatedly pressed Mark Meadows, the White House chief of staff, to overturn the outcome, according to text messages obtained by the Post and CBS News. After January 6th, she told Meadows in a text that she was, quote, disgusted with Pence, who had refused to help block the certification of Biden's Electoral College victory. She wrote, quote, "We are living through what feels like the end of America," end quote. So attempting to steal the election on behalf of Trump, attempting a coup, she doesn't feel is the potential end of America and democracy as we know it. She felt allowing Biden to serve as president after he rightfully and fairly won the election, that's the end of America, according to her. There's more. In an email on November 9th, Thomas sent identical emails to 27 lawmakers in the Arizona House and Senate, urging them to stand strong in the face of political and media pressure. The email claimed that the responsibility to choose electors, which belongs to voters under Arizona state law, was, quote, yours and yours alone, end quote, and claimed that the legislature had the power to fight back against fraud and ensure that a clean slate of electors is chosen. And there's more, and remember, this is what we already know. There's still more that we're about to find out based on the latest emails that were obtained by the Select Committee. On December 13th, the day before presidential electors were scheduled to cast their votes and seal Biden's victory, Thomas emailed 21 of those lawmakers plus 2 others. Again, this is in Arizona. Before you choose your state's electors, consider what will happen to the nation we all love if you don't stand up and lead, the email said. It linked to a video of a man urging swing state lawmakers to put things right and not give in to cowardice. And this is a huge problem, as you've stated before, Cenk, because Clarence Thomas has already ruled in a decision pertaining to the riots and the attempts to steal the election on behalf of Donald Trump. In January, the Supreme Court rejected a request by Trump to block the release of his White House records to the House committee investigating January 6th. But guess what? Unsurprisingly, Clarence Thomas was the only justice to dissent, siding with Trump.
Yeah, so there's one clear issue here. First on Ginny Thomas, look, I think she's legitimately crazy. I think she's bonkers. Like if you asked her, is the sky blue, I'm not sure you're gonna get a clear answer. I think a lot of these right-wingers literally should be in insane asylums. I'm not at all kidding, okay? So she believes fantastical things that aren't even anywhere near true. She's totally detached from reality. So Anna, that's a weird defense of her. So does she know that she was trying to end democracy? I don't know that. I mean, she might have thought the dinosaurs were gonna come back and eat democracy. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They're all nuts, including Clarence Thomas. Totally, utterly nuts, okay? So they live in an alternate reality where Donald Trump telling Mike Pence, hey, maybe one man should decide the elections and not the voters, is more democratic, not less democratic. How do you talk to someone who's not attached to reality, who doesn't understand words and language and logic? So, I mean, to that point, how do they even view America? She thinks it's the end of America as we know it. We view America as a democracy based on the rule of law and the Constitution, etc. But I think that a lot of people in Ginny Thomas's position view America as we're in charge.
Totally.
We are America. And if we are not in charge anymore, then it isn't America. So in their mind, that is not inconsistent. So now to the point of the story. Obviously, Clarence Thomas has to recuse himself from all of these decisions. It's not anywhere near close. Your wife is conspiring with the people being accused of pulling off this coup attempt. She's having text messages with Mark Meadows, who's at the very core of the attempt. She sent emails to John Eastman, who devised the plan for the coup. I mean, it's not anywhere near close. Remove politics from it. Imagine if it was a murder case or any other case. Your wife is accused of sending emails to the defendants. Of course you can't judge that case. I mean, look, if they're not, it's not just about Clarence Thomas. I get it. He doesn't care. He's a fascist. He would love for Trump to take over and end all of democracy. But it's on John Roberts, and if there's any honest Supreme Court justices left, to say, no, I don't give a goddamn what you think, Clarence. You're not on these cases. It's not close. You recuse yourself or we remove you, period.